Hey guys, welcome back. I'm sorry I have been MIA for so long. Things have been so busy around here, so hectic. I'm going on vacation next week and I just haven't been feeling the greatest. I'm going to do an update video for those of you who care about what's been going on with me, but I want to focus this video on you guys. If you know me, you know that I am constantly at the hospital getting tests done. And that's the whole part of dealing with a chronic illness, whether you yourself have it or have one, or someone you know and love has one. There are certain things that come along with having a chronic illness, and one of those things are tests. Some of them you're lucky to be able to get at your family physician's office, and some of them you have to go to the hospital for. Now, there are there's three types of tests that I'm going to discuss with you guys today. The first one being a CT scan, the second one being an MRI, and the third being an X-ray. So I think everyone is pretty familiar with an X-ray and what an X-ray does. It takes pictures of the bones, of your skeletal, would you call it skeletal system? Basically your bones. It doesn't really show tissue. It may show some tissue swelling, but MRIs and CT scans are your best bet. Now, an MRI scan is basically a 7 to 8 foot long tube. The older ones are the bigger ones, which are the 8 foot, and then the newer ones are smaller. They're about, I would say, just over half the size, but unfortunately, depending on which area of the body you're getting scanned, you still have to go into the device all the way. And for any of you that have been in a tanning salon, it's kind of like that, only it's completely enclosed. So instead of having a lift that you can open up, this is completely enclosed. The ends are open, but you are pretty much completely in this long tube. Now, I'm not normally claustrophobic, but I do not like MRIs. And over the years, I've had my fair share of MRIs, so I'm gonna let you guys know what I do to help ease my fears and my nerves before a test at the hospital. And the third one was the CT scan, which is about a quarter of the size. It's about the shape, it's in the shape of a donut. And what they do is they lay you on a table, and the table goes under this like donut shaped device, and what it does is the inside spins to take pictures and cut up, cut up individual pictures of whatever it's scanning. So for me, the MRI is kind of my biggest fear about the hospital. I don't normally like hospitals to begin with. I've been in them a lot. I've had a lot of tests done, so I don't normally enjoy going to the hospital. But when I do, I like to make the whole experience a little bit easier on myself. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips about making your hospital experience for your test a little bit easier. And I hope this helps, because it's stuff that I've learned and have kind of grown to learn to do whenever I go for a test. So the first most important thing that I would have to say, if I couldn't pick anything else, would be comfort. Now, they give you the most hideous hospital gowns ever at the hospital. And to me, I always associate sickness with those stupid hospital gowns. So for me, when I go to the hospital or for a test, I like to be comfortable. Now, one thing about these scans, not so much the x-ray, but the MRI and the CT scan, they all use magnetic imaging. So what happens is you're not allowed to have any metal, any sort of aluminum, metal, anything like that. You're not allowed to have any of that. So they like to put you in the hospital gown. Now what I've learned is if you bring something comfy, like these yoga pants, they're stretchy, they're comfy, they're still fashionable, you get away with having a comfortable experience. You feel like you're at home in, your comfy clothes. You're not at home, but it makes you feel more at home, which is always nice. So some yoga pants, pajama pants, whatever you feel like. And then a baggy sweater. Whatever you want, any kind of sweater, just, anything comfy and baggy. And so you would wear that into the scan. They do ask you to take off your bra if you are a woman. So I would suggest something that's a little bulkier. But yeah, it's super comfy and it kind of makes the whole experience a little bit easier. The next thing that I would recommend is a book. So wait times are crazy in the hospital. I hate waiting for tests. So I always make sure that I have a book in my purse when I go to the hospital. So that's another thing that it helps ease the nerves, it helps ease the fears, because you're not obsessing and thinking so much over the test that you're going to have done. And then an iPod. It's kind of dirty, but these are always handy for when you're waiting in the MRI, CT scan waiting room. There's 2 waiting rooms. There's one outside when you check in, and then there's another one where they kind of get you ready and prepare you for the test. So I would recommend bringing your iPod, load it with new music, a movie, whatever you want. And it kind of, again, eases the fears, and it takes time out of your wait. So those are always good. And for me, the last thing would be my medication. I'm on pain medication. So for anyone who is on pain medication, what I would advise is for you, if you can, to work it out so that you take your meds before you go into your scan, for your scan. I find it relaxes me. It's time for my pills. I'm not in any pain, and it just makes the whole experience that much easier. And lastly, I don't know if any of you guys know this, but you are actually allowed to listen to music in the scan. Most hospitals, I don't know about yours, but near my hometown hospital, they actually play music. They have a wide array of music, sounds. When I go for a test, I like to listen to beach sounds. So the waves crashing and birds, and it just kind of makes the whole experience a little bit easier to take. And it's not so, crazy scary, because those MRIs are very, very loud. So I hope that helps. I tried my best. If you have any questions, just ask, and good luck on your test. Bye guys.